Welcome to the report from Tiger Mountain, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about a very serious event here at the show tonight, and it's called The Event. Stick around, and we're going to talk about it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, The Event. Have you heard about it? There's a rumour floating around that there's an event coming, and they've come up with a very original name for it. It's called The Event. And Mark Zuckerberg has spoken about it, and Jeff Bezos has spoken about it. A number of the globalist class have spoken about it, and they are so concerned about the event that they have decided to build bunkers in New Zealand, of all places. You know, maybe they were fans of Jacinda Ardern. I don't know. Why were they going underground if they were? But they're building bunkers. Obviously, they are all admirers of Adolf Hitler and his whole bunker technology, so they want to build bunkers just like the Fuhrer. Maybe it's a sign that the globalists are fleeing. I don't know. But, you know, it's a strange meta. There you go. There's a reference to Mark Zuckerberg there. So, you know, but there seems to be something coming where these globalist billionaires feel they need a kind of airtight bunker, for, I guess, which they will retreat into. I mean, another one is Peter Thiel. He also has a whole bunch of land over in New Zealand. You know, he was the famous, he's actually a right-wing tech guy, and actually he's quite interesting. You know, he's a supporter of Trump and other things. But, so, you know, it's very interesting. And so what could this event be? You know, it could be climate change related, you know, which of course is problematic because climate change isn't real, ladies and gentlemen. So they have a problem there. They say it's climate change, but then the weather, you know, obviously, you know, it's cold here in Melbourne. It's January, and you still need the heater on a couple of nights of January in Melbourne, which is unheard of. That's never happened in my life ever, by the way. It's so cold in Victoria, you know, and the weather's constantly changing. You go out in the morning, it's freezing, and in the evening it's summer, and you want to jump in the pool. So, you know, it's crazy. And then you've got something to do with AI. I think it's probably too early for AI to go rogue, so I don't think it's going to be anything related to AI. Obviously, there's the EMF attack, which is, you know, where the power grid is taken down. Now, that is something I think is possible. And obviously, they had that predictive programming recently from that slimy bastard, you know, who, you know, what's his name, Esmail or whatever, who did, you know, Robot, Mr. Robot or whatever. And, you know, he's some strange globalist kind of filmmaker. And it was produced by the Obama family, called Leave the World Behind, ladies and gentlemen. And I watched it on Netflix, and it was sort of interesting. But and another interesting thing, it's kind of a side event there. Apparently, there's some weird EMF thing in the film itself. People have downloaded it online, and then there's some kind of weapon that's been inserted into the film itself. I have no idea if that's true, but you know, an EMF attack I think is possible. Whether I mean, you know, you've had, for example, Dennis Quaid go on the Tucker Carlson show recently and speak about a possible EMF attack, not from China, not from Russia, but from the sun. That if you know, like a solar flare was just to kind of shoot out into the universe or whatever in a certain direction, it will hit the Earth and could basically take out our power grid. I have no idea if that's possible, but I guess it could be possible. But to me, I reckon if it's happened, the World Economic Forum have got to be behind it somehow. So we could be in for you know, an EMF attack, or they could go another coronavirus. They could go another, obviously, you know, pandemic. I think personally it's too soon. I think they couldn't drop another pandemic on us so quickly. But they're at the World Economic Forum at the moment in Davos, discussing a thing called Disease X. Now, obviously, that's a bit like the X-Files, isn't it, ladies? And we don't exactly know what that is. It's the X Factor. We don't know what Disease X is, but we have our lovely friends over in China responsible for the last pandemic, experimenting with coronavirus and human-like mice, and they've invented a version of the coronavirus that kills them all, ladies and gentlemen. So I think, you know, the future of humanity is looking bright. So that could be basically like the Andromeda strain, which is a famous film from the 1970s about some virus that gets released in a small country town that basically kills everybody, stone dead within 5 minutes, except for a small baby and an old man. And a secret group of virologists get sent there to take this disease into a laboratory so they can try and work out what it is. So, you know, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. What is the event? I do know that the globalists have taken it seriously enough to build their own bunkers, just like the Fuhrer. So, you know, there it is.